I'm Jim Benson, and you're listening to TV Time Machine. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and visit our show archives at tvtimemachine.com. Today on the TV Time Machine, we are honored to welcome Georgie and Poppy Carlton of Almost Royal. Georgie and Poppy are British aristocrats and distant heirs to the throne, 50th and 51st in line, respectively. Over the next segment, Georgie and Poppy Carlton will talk about their unofficial royal tour of America and their new series Almost Royal, which airs Saturdays at 10 p.m. on BBC America. Again, for those of you intrepid enough to have a spot of tea, feel free to get the royal treatment as we leave our commoner's past to join a pair of blue bloods in the present. Georgie and Poppy, thank you for coming on board the TV Time Machine.
Thank you for having us, Jim.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Now, Georgie, tell us about your show, your backgrounds, and what events brought you to America.
Well, our show, we're going around America and we're visiting lots of different parts of America, meeting lots of different American types of people and getting stuck in and doing some American things. We're from England. We're 50th and 51st in line to the British throne, respectively. We are aristocrats. We've been brought up with all the correct sort of privileges that a chap and chapper should have.
Very good. Now, I believe something happened with your father that brought you to America. Tell us about that.
Yeah, our father accidentally shot himself in the face when he was out hunting, but he absolutely loved America, so we actually took him along with us, didn't we, Poppy? We took his big pot of ashes. I mean, I assume it's him. They told us it was him, but it could be anyone, couldn't it, really?
Anyone or anything in there.
Yeah.
A little bit of gravelly sand.
Yeah.
Now, in your travels in America, how have you guys dealt with some of our language differences? Have you found it difficult to interpret some of our phraseology?
Yeah, we always trip over the word fanny. Americans always say the word fanny, but actually that's very rude in England, and it means that Georgie and I get the giggles.
Yeah, if someone comes up to us and mentions a fanny, then we do tend to get the giggles somewhat. It's actually a little bit rude, actually, Jim.
But just the right amount of rude.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, of course, in this country, we have a fascination with reality shows and reality families. How do you guys view that phenomenon?
Good for us, hopefully.
Yeah, we don't really watch television. Where we're from in England, we've got a big window in the drawing room, so we can just watch everything go past, and it's such a beautiful view out of our window. For instance, last week I saw a rather funny-looking sheep. It was walking at an angle, which is as entertaining as the Kardashians, I think.
Really like it, Jim. You can see the rain as well, anything you like.
Yeah.
Well, that is true reality television. There's no question about that.
Yeah, pure reality.
And no ad breaks.
Now, what is it like to come from royalty, and what's your view of the other royals who are higher up in the pecking order?
Well, I like a few of them. Many of them are just in the way, Jim. But I'm on great terms with both Wills and Harry.
Right.
Wills I've seen from across the room, and Harry and I have actually spoken to each other.
And I said hello to Kate.
Ah.
Polo game once, but I was very far away, and I said it so quietly.
Harry just said to me, no means no, but you can take that however you like.
So there was no response from Kate, perhaps?
No, unless there was a strong gust of wind that carried over my hello, I really don't think she could have heard me at all.
Okay.
And Wills, I'm not worried about not being closer to the throne, because it seems to have done terrible things to Wills's hair.
Yes, exactly.
His stress levels.
Very stressful. I think that, the further away I am from the throne, the more chance I have of growing armpit hair.
Now, in terms of sports, what is your view of our national pastime, baseball?
I don't understand baseball, Jim, because I don't see what's the point in having all the bases in the circle, just run around and end up where you started. If you put them in a line, Jim, then you would get to a new destination, say the shop.
Yeah, you've achieved something.
Oh, that makes
quick.
That makes perfect sense, because the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. That makes sense.
I don't really do maths.
That was science, if anything.
It was more science. I think it's a bit... We did play some baseball in Boston, which you can see us playing baseball in one of the first episodes. there was a lot of spitting going on, which you couldn't really do in cricket because you've usually got your mouth full of scone.
Lovely, jammy, creamy scone. Listen.
So the spitting, that's the thing that struck you the most about baseball?
Yeah. But I did really like all the baseball players.
Poppy likes a strapping lad with a bat.
And I think that they really like me.
I can imagine.
We got on.
Okay. So, of course, we have our football, and you have your soccer. What do you feel about that?
Well, we have our football, and you have our
That's right.
football, American football. That's the one that everyone has to put pads and helmets on. We would call that a little bit namby-pamby, a little bit soft, to have to put on all that protection. The only protection you really need in sports is a box over the downstairs area, because you can never forget a cricket ball to the goose and potatoes, Jim.
Quickest way to make a brother cry.
That's true. That's true.
Goodbye 52nd in line to the throne.
Now, in terms of the World Cup, is it difficult for you guys to understand that the World Cup is not so much a big deal over here?
Well, it's not really a big deal in our manner, to be honest, is it?
No, in where we live, no one really talks about it.
Because where we live, it's just me, Poppy, our mother, Nanny, and Perkis, who's the groundskeeper.
Okay.
Perkis wants to watch the football. He just goes to the pub with all the loud men.
I see. Okay. Well, speaking of your travels, one tradition that you guys have that we really don't have over here is tea time. Has it been difficult for you to adapt to such harsh conditions?
Georgie's got a lovely trick with his watches.
Well, I actually, while I was in America, I was wearing 2 watches, Jim. One set to normal American time and one set to British time, so I didn't miss out on my normal regular cup of tea. Quite regularly, I was having to get up during the middle of the night to make a cup of tea, but it was totally worth it.
So that's literally time shifting. That was very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is doing things properly the way they ought to be done.
I don't know why we can't just say we're all on British time and then say 3 o'clock in the afternoon for you is just in the middle of the night or something.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, make sure everyone's on the same page.
I think that's a great...
You perhaps might have to eat your meal.
Now, of course, one of our very important holidays is Independence Day, independence from Britain. What are your views of our traditions surrounding that holiday?
Well, Independence Day has always struck me as a bit of a phase. Like in England, people often claim independence when they go off to college. They say, no, Mum and Daddy, I don't need you anymore. And then they go and have their fun. Yeah. They always come back for money.
We'll be here. Don't worry if you feel embarrassed about coming back. We'll be here with open arms and a nice big bowl of soup.
Now, also, we have American celebrities who, some of them take up residence in the UK. What are your views about that?
Don't really have any. If they got in my way or meant there was less parking or food in the shops or something, then I would mind.
Who do you mean? A bit like the Mad Donna? Is it Donna?
Exactly. Madonna, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Well, the thing about Madonna is she looks like she works quite hard. I don't mind if people come over to England and, muck in a little bit, do a bit of labouring, and Madonna certainly looks like she does a lot of lifting, doesn't she?
I think she's feeling British strong. There are lots of Brits who want to be loud singers from the 80s and they can't get work anymore.
She can't be with those arms. She must be a scaffolder or something.
Well, she's an immigrant.
That's true. Now, Georgie and Poppy, where can people find out more about yourselves and Almost Royal online?
If you go on I'm not very good with the internet. We've been trying to learn about it, but if you go to BBC America...
If you go on the computer box...
Yeah.
Okay.
And you switch it on,
Okay.
and then you use the mousey...
Yeah.
And pop on the internet, you switch that on as well.
If you go to Google and you type in bras...
No.
Not bras. Pictures of bras. And then once you've done that, you can go to the BBC America website.
Okay. Georgie and Poppy, it's been a tremendous pleasure having you aboard the TV Time Machine. Feel free to join us again in the future or in the past.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tim.